And it came to pass, yea, in this latter day, the goddesses of YouTube did come forth to hold counsel concerning the workers of great iniquity, yea, whom spreads the myth of Joseph's about the land and the wickedness and unrighteousness that followed. Behold,
all who have entered a Mormon temple must swear a blood oath not to reveal any of the secrets they have learned under the penalty of death.
During these ceremonies, many Mormons have had exhilarating and even frightening encounters with apparitions or spirit beings inside the temple.
Years later, Elohim, in human form once again, journeyed to Earth from the starbase Kolob, this time to have sex with the Virgin Mary.
This magic underwear acts as an occultic talisman, supposedly providing the wearer with protection from satanic forces.
My father, he got most of his wives by bribing other men with his daughters.
And it came to pass, the rest of us did manifest upon the stage. Welcome to Java and Jugs.
Gotta press mute. Welcome, everyone.
Hello. So, Jess has brought us ancient Mormon lore.
Oh my gosh. I cannot take all the credit for this because Ember spent all this time altering the audio and everything so that it could be actually used. So thank you so much for doing the hard work on this, Ember.
I mean, it's I do what I can.
What you do?
I do. Because we're doing Mormons today, I thought it appropriate that I wear my magic underwear. This will protect me from all the demonic spiritual forces. Mm-hmm.
I decided to leave myself open to all the spiritual forces,
True.
And I am Thomas.
You never know when a demon will attack, so it's wise to be prepared at all times.
Do I really have to worry about demons attacking me, though?
Are you sure about that?
No. I think I'm the one who orders them to attack others.
I know. I'm like, you have
wearing
kids.
all the armor allowed in women's video games, like
That's
women
true.
in video games. You just open, yeah.
It's what we were talking about on Friday. The same item, the same stats, but on men it's a full plate armor, and on women it's a fucking bikini.
Yeah, like women's, like we get sleeves. That's it, sleeves.
I remember Callisto from Xena, and her armor left her entire torso open, and it is not practical. Come on.
Not very practical.
Definitely.
I mean, why bother with armor at all at that point?
Yeah.
I get the whole nimbleness, maneuverability. The goal is to try not to get stabbed, right? But you're protecting your boobs, but not your vitals.
Like
what?
Yeah.
Stabby swords.
Look at trees as. So are we calling fans jugheads?
If it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Wait, jugheads? Ah. Good morning. Look at the trees.
Hey, trees.
Look at the trees.
Amy Nicole Cervantes says boobs are vital.
Boobs are vital. But if you've watched on TV,
boobs are fun too.
In TV, if you get stabbed like somewhere in the vicinity of your guts, you always survive.
Don't get that. Don't get that.
Don't. But
boobs are allowed.
At least the TV shows I watch.
I mean, if we're doing Mormon Day, has anyone seen Big Love?
No.
Yes.
Is that
a couple episodes here and there?
So it was a show I think put out by HBO that focused on a Utah polygamous family that had ties to what was like a fake Warren Jeffs Bree.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello,
Hi,
my
Vic.
beautiful.
Hello, Vixen.
Beautiful.
Here.
Productive as usual.
I showed up this morning and I was ready for our topless Mormon stream, and I looked in here. Nobody else was topless. So
Hi, I'm topless.
Where did the
yeah,
topless
at least
come
mostly.
from? I'm like,
No, I've just got sleeves on. It's like literally just sleeves.
Yeah. So if you bounce, we might be able to see something exciting.
I do not have enough to bounce. I am very I was not
Please,
blessed
I
in that
can bounce.
category.
My partner
Well,
was
I had to
skipping
show up
through-
today because we're talking about Mormons, and I happen to know some folklore about Mormons that you all will just love, but we'll get to that after
I
you
just knew
cover
some
what you
great
guys
Mormons in
cover.
my family.
Well, we're just
Folklore.
chit-chatting before Jess brings up the video, because it's a long video. We are not going to get through the whole thing.
The only major connection, other than having some like extended family that happens to be Mormon through like marriage and shit like that, is I wrote when I was an undergrad in history, I wrote a scathing expose on Joseph Smith and what a total fraud he was. Turn it into my teacher, who I did not know was a Mormon.
Oh no.
She was not. We were like, I mean, she was really nice to me before that. She got super cold after that, but she still gave me a good grade on the paper. But she's like, "Yeah, we're done." And it's just like, "Aw." It's like, I like having a good relationship with my professors if I have that opportunity.
Well, my youngest has been going to Mormon services.
What?
Recently. My youngest has been going to Mormon services recently. She has been, yeah.
Why would you do a silly thing like that?
I wish I knew. And I'm like, I don't like church at all, but if you can just go like to a regular church, why are you going to that cult? But
Yeah.
I don't know.
May I share a little story?
Please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a partner that lives in Michigan, and he received a letter this year about his wife who passed away. And this was a letter from her Mormon bishop telling her to come back to church and guilt tripping her into bringing her family so that they could be sealed in the temple and everything. They weren't even aware that she had passed away. And this man is still grieving. And to receive a letter like that, trying to guilt trip you into coming back to church and getting your temple recommend and everything like that, it hit him pretty hard. And I think one of the things we have to take into consideration is that while this video, it is amusingly funny in some parts, but people take this very seriously. And there's so much family mixed, and
Yeah.
I guess like people are not talking to other people because they've been banished for the church. Yeah. So also, I don't know how to bring up the video. I thought that Ember was doing that, so I dropped the ball today.
There's also, I mean, oh, go ahead. I was going to say, there's also one of the big problems with the Mormon Church that they got into a lot of trouble for was baptizing Holocaust victims.
Yeah.
And they did it to Anne Frank like 4 or 5 times, and it literally ended up where like half of the world was screaming at them to stop, and they're like, fine, we'll stop. And then they didn't stop. It's just like how unbelievably disrespectful can you be?
Right. But that just goes to show you how they're not compassionate about people. They didn't even reach out to that person you were talking about, Jess. They didn't reach out to say like, oh, sorry that she passed away. They didn't even know she passed away, yet they're sending letters to demand that they come back to church. Why? Because they want money.
Yeah, they don't care. It's never how are you. I mean, it's not just churches, but the cults are especially bad about this kind of thing. But there's so much of our society where it's like, we haven't heard from you. Send us money and come pay attention, pay heed, just pay something.
Yes, hope
like,
you're
we don't
okay.
care about you. It doesn't matter if you had a baby. It doesn't matter if you got fucking stabbed in an alley. Come do the thing or feel guilty.
Exactly. Everything's a transaction. It comes with conditions.
One thing before we do start the video, I watched, to get a little bit more background on this, Alyssa Grenfield's video, where she breaks everything down in regards to the original movie, which I thought was from the 70s, by the way, but it's like a 2003 Jeremiah film production
Right.
video,
The
which
footage
is
is
like an
taken from older
evangelical.
documentaries.
Yeah. So definitely check out her video on it, because she's an ex-Mormon and can go through so much more than I can. I am prepared with my Book of Mormon today, and I've got the Doctrine and Covenants and the Pearl of Great Price ready. Here we go.
Oh, hell yeah. We got all the accoutrement, as it were.
Yep.
I got
yeah,
their
this is
Bible and a Book of Mormon. And I have 2 scriptures marked out that we should read at some point. Not right now, but
Hey.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't know they still made VHS tapes in 2003. Like, okay. I thought we were on DVD and like Blu-ray was on the verge of taking over by that point. But it's a VHS made of clips from older VHSs. So what could possibly go wrong?
The Mormon Church, also known as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, originated during the early 1800s. A 14-year-old boy from New York named Joseph Smith claimed to have been visited by extraterrestrial beings who ordered him to organize a new...
Well,
that's an interesting way to put that.
Like, I mean, technically, every angel is an extraterrestrial, but he wasn't saying it was aliens. He was saying it was fucking angels, right? And it's a little bit different. Not significantly much when you really get down to it, but it is a different claim. And also, he wasn't 14 at the time. Like, by the time he got around to the Book of Mormon nonsense, I found the golden plates and yada yada, he'd already been convicted of multiple felonies for fraud. So... but details.
religion. Despite such unlikely beginnings, Smith's followers quickly began to grow. They eventually headed west and settled in the Great Salt Lake Valley in Utah. Today,
well, that skips over a lot of relevant history. Like, the Mormon Wars.
There was also the time where they slaughtered a whole bunch of people. What was that called? It starts like an
The Mormon War.
I'll think of it. I don't know.
The Mormon Wars. That's what that was.
The Mormon Wars? No, this was a Brigham Young thing, and they slaughtered like a group of people and let the children live.
You talking about Nauvoo?
Am I? You play the video and I'll figure it out.
They massacred a lot of people a lot of times.
It was more of a massacre really than a battle, but
Mountain Meadow
Massacre. Mountain Meadow Massacre, that was it. Yeah.
Well, for such smiley, happy people, they're awful fucking bloodthirsty.
Well, that was Brigham Young.
Isn't that sacred
though? So a lot of what we're seeing in this video is teachings that not necessarily Mormons believe now, because a lot of it is coming from Brigham Young, who was like the second prophet. I could be wrong there, but he came after Joseph Smith.
Yes.
And he had some very interesting ideas, which come up a lot in this video.
He sure does. But that is worth noting. After Joseph Smith got shot in the face, there was a war within the Mormons over who got to take over. Brigham Young won out on the main group of Mormons, but there were several splinter sects, including Joseph Smith's actual son. But never mind that for now.
Regard Joseph Smith as
weirdly like Islam when you come to think of it. Never mind.
The prophet of God and continue to adhere to his teachings. As one of the fastest growing religions in America, the Mormon Church claims more than 10 million members worldwide and is currently the largest business corporation in the Western United States, with property.
That part may be true. The large growing thing, I mean, that just says you're small, right? Like if you have a religion of one and you add one person, you've grown by 100%, you know? That's not a big flex. The 10 million thing, I don't know when this clip was from, but by 2003, the Universal Life Church had 10.3 million members, which number to number would have made it bigger than the Mormons. And it isn't, not by a long shot.
Holdings in all 50 states and on every continent. In spite of early church doctrines that included the practice of blood atonement, which required the death of any member who violated the will of the hierarchy, the Mormon Church has amazingly evolved into one of today's leading proponents of family values. Dr.
Family values, guys. Family values.
Yes, family values. That's what I think of family values, is forcing people to wear very special clothes to keep demons away from them, and they're married to their father until they get married to their husband, their property of their father to their property of their husband. Peak values.
Yeah, family values is just conservative code for.
What do you do if your father's dead and your brother's a douchebag? Can I have other options? Like what's option C?
The church.
There's always an uncle.
Yes,
I'm living with Ben right now. Can I just be his property? I trust him better than my brother at this point.
Yeah, they would probably be acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, as a doctor, they next best thing to a reverend, right?
We will need him to speak on your behalf, though.
Yeah, well, not going to happen. Nobody speaks on my behalf.
Good.
I'm a bad bitch. I speak for myself.
Yeah, girl.
Phil Goodman, Brigham Young University professor, former Mormon bishop, and LDS mission president.
Well, the church encourages the family to be as self-sustaining as possible in their activities, starting with the family home evening, where the father, who is the patriarch of the family, would gather his family together. There they would have a prayer, an opening song or two.
I looked out the window and what did I see? Popcorn popping on the apricot tree.
People of the Mormon Church.
That's not how that works.
Popcorn popping on the
What was that?
Where do you get your popcorn from, Ryan? You laugh, but where does it come from?
I was all this time I was getting it from corn. Who knew? There's a tree.
That's the devil's popcorn.
I guess so.
That's why it didn't grow in Jerusalem, because it couldn't be anywhere near Jesus.
Oh yeah. True.
It upset his diverticulitis. Jesus couldn't have corn from the cob, from the actual. Had to be from the tree.
It caused digestive issues for him, the whole thing. And he was just a little guy, so he puts him down. It puts him down for a while. He's got a lot of people to get to preach to.
That's true. That's why he had to
I
hire
just
a
want to
minion.
point out Equus's comment where they said, so white, all these people are damn white. Wait, just wait. It gets worse. It gets so much worse.
Yeah, the cartoon is coming. There's cartoons in this, folks.
No, people think that cartoon was actually made by the Latter-day Saints, but it's like mocking them.
What, the South Park episode?
Oh no, you're talking about the one that's like where it's like old, like almost like Hanna-Barbera and rotoscope style animation, and they talk about celestial sex and stuff. That wasn't actually made by the LDS.
No.
But it tells you the stuff they don't want you to know.
Where they draw their own cartoons in-house.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
They were also friendly. They got me into the church through their social program, which is fabulous, and the family atmosphere, mine was broken up. Therefore, I went right to it.
Despite teachings that are in direct conflict with nearly every basic Christian tenet, the Mormon Church has managed to present itself to the public as a Christian religion. In fact, the Mormon Church adds more than 350,000 converts annually to its roster, 80% of which come from Christian backgrounds.
The Mormon Church has had a phenomenal growth. In the next 50 years, it will be approximated about 70 million people to 100 million people. There are many reasons why this is so. One is the vast missionary program we have over the world.
The missionaries convert about 10 people a year. It's super not successful. It's busy work for the youth. That's what that is.
How many million did he say?
70 million.
Oh, well, I guess he's not right there, because Right-Handed Six said that they have 17.5 million members worldwide. And I wonder if that's even active members. Like, that might just be going from their registry. And
They just
those
have
members
that
might not even
list. Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
They don't
Yeah.
even go there.
I mean, we all know a whole bunch of people who are still on the lists but are actively anti-Mormon. There's a bunch of them here on YouTube.
I might still be considered a JW. I really don't know. Who knows what the frick they do?
I know I'm considered an SJW. I get told that like all the time.
That's true. You damn
Does that count?
Hey,
Sure. Yeah, fight the good fight.
I was tried, so.
Well, I got excommunicated by the ICOC, so I don't think I'm a member anymore of that.
Oh.
They should like.
It was
get
getting cold.
Party for being excommunicated. You know, like I don't know, like a bridal shower. Here's some of the things that you'll need for your new life as an apostate.
Why are you in my face, Smudge? You okay? Hold on.
Yep.
Oh goodness. And yeah, right-handed Seth is correct, technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. They believe in Christ. That makes them Christian.
Mhm.
Like, the doctrinal stuff does not matter. They are Christian. Arguably, they're more Christian than the Christians, because they don't let Paul's bullshit get in the way of what Jesus said, even though they made up what
That's
Jesus
always
said.
so funny when
They all did.
one sect of Christian decides to tell another sect of Christian that they're not
Right.
Christian because they do this or that. It's like none of you, not a single sect of you all have, a pure version of what Christianity that Christ
No
was
such thing.
allegedly out there teaching in the
No
Levant.
true Scotsman. No true Scotsman fallacy. There is no such thing. And who has the right to tell somebody else that they're not Christian, that they're not a believer, that they're not a follower of Christ?
Well, it's weird to bring this to like a modern perspective, though. This was people with this Zoran Mandami situation. They're like, oh, he's a Muslim. Muslims do this. They inflict Shiar law on their population and stuff. Yeah, in the same way that Christians don't use electricity and still use horse and buggies because the Amish do that. If you want to pick one sect and try to paint the whole group as following their version of the religion, sure. That's a great way to demonize your enemies, is to find a sect that you don't like, and just to paint the whole group of them with that paintbrush. But it just doesn't pan out that way. Most Christians are decent, good people. Some of the best people I've met in the world are Christians. They just don't. They don't follow this nonsense. They don't. Some of the
They don't
stuff
feel they
that,
have to talk about it all the time. They don't
Right.
feel like they have to put it in your face. It's just like normal everyday people
show up at your door at 8 a.m. and
trying to convert
Who
you.
does that without even texting first?
I don't like that. That really bothers me.
Yeah.
Just don't do that ever.
Yeah, it's funny. Like in my neighborhood, not too far from where my job is, not a good neighborhood, but there's a couple Mormons riding their bikes. Obviously, I said, why did they put those people in this predominantly black neighborhood? That's not good at all. Why would they do that?
That's always who they target. Did you? I think I just heard a statistic this morning. I think it's Tonga. Is that the country? Am I saying that right? That they are 60% Mormon now.
Wow. I
What
didn't know
now?
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And they a lot of these populations are intentionally targeted by Mormons, by Jehovah's Witnesses, by these missionaries, because a lot of them feel it's disrespectful to turn away a religious person at your door. So they will listen to you. And over time, they've just gotten people to believe all sort of weird nonsense. I mean, they use the the whole you are actually Israelites to the indigenous people here on Turtle Island or in America, and that's how they got them to convert. I mean, also it was forced, but they were trying to implore them, like, you are these people, you are this special, you have to follow this.
I mean, I have to imagine that they get some training in how to deal with someone who's somewhat hostile towards them, but every single time them and JWs come to my house and try to start preaching stuff, they have no idea how to handle me. There's two ways it goes. They either have no idea how to handle me and can't respond with anything other than like, oh, but the Bible says, yeah, I'm not talking about the Bible, blah, blah, X, Y, and Z. Or seriously, I shit you not, they hear my name and then just turn around and walk off. They're like, yeah, she's not doing anything. Which is just like you guys, if you guys are going to do this, you need to know how to talk to people. And they have no idea how to deal with the pushback. Or the serious pushback.
They have been fed, just like Jehovah's Witnesses, they have been fed practically a way just to, like, a PR booklet on how to bounce back on people's arguments. That's basically it. It's kind of empty. Or they'll say, go to the website. If if they don't know the answer, they'll tell them, go to the website. The website can give you the answers. But they're not prepared. They'll eventually tuck their tail between their legs and walk away.
This sounds like an insult. This sounds like an insult to puppy dogs.
Okay, so I'm trying to backtrace that number to find out where it comes from. It came up in the Salt Lake Tribune, but I found one earlier mention, but it's a random radio station I don't know about from New Zealand. Whatever. Yeah, Tonga. Somebody somewhere reported that Tonga has 60% of their inhabitants are LDS. However, the island has a population of just over 106,000 people. So we're talking 60,000 people. Like it's not like it's millions, right? And
can you say that again?
Other islands.
I literally glitched when you said that number. I literally froze and I was like, I want to hear the number. What did you say?
106,000. So it's like 68,000.
Okay.
As of 2017, there don't seem to be any newer numbers, but yeah, they've been doing this thing where they're colonizing Pacific Islands. The next ones are American Samoa and then original flavor Samoa, right? They're taking islands with low populations, moving a fuck ton of Mormons in, and they've taken over the country. They're just colonizing.
That's crazy.
Yep. All you need to do is build a church, and now you have land. Guaranteed, you will eventually own the land around it with people who either convert or they come over to colonize for missionary. Yeah.
Empiricism never stopped, y'all.
Who's giving you kisses?
Kip.
Dr. Kip. What? So early in the morning? My goodness.
I thought it was an anteater with that tongue.
Dr. Kip, do you ever sleep?
No, she wants my coffee. That's what she wants, and she's not getting any.
Why are dogs so interested in coffee? My housemate's mom visited and she brought her little dog, and the little dog kept trying to steal my damn coffee. I'm like, the cup is bigger than you, Holmes.
I think she's mad because I didn't get her a pup cup.
Valid upset.
For real.
Yeah, with her, I kind of got over the licking. Like I'll let her lick me, and then I'll just get a wet wipe and wipe it down later. She's licky.
Yeah. Well, we'll take that derailment to get back to our bicycling.
Most people are exposed to Mormonism through the young door-to-door missionaries of the Latter-day Saints. These missionaries have been instructed to use Christian terminology when proselytizing. However, most potential converts are unaware that basic Christian terms such as God, Jesus, and salvation have all been redefined by the Mormon hierarchy and have completely different meanings. The message presented by the missionary,
well, kinda, but details,
is therefore by design intentionally misleading.
Good afternoon, ma'am. We'd like to talk to you about the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints.
Missionaries are also instructed to emphasize Mormonism's so-called family atmosphere and keep hidden its more bizarre beliefs and practices.
I love the shot, the way it goes from Dutch angle through that sinister turn into another Dutch angle, like what evil lurks behind these walls.
I feel like whoever made this isn't a big fan of the Latter-day Saints.
Don't
It
seem
kind
to
of
be.
seems that way.
Talk about their bizarre rituals.
Possible, the fundamental doctrines of the Latter-day Saints are not revealed to potential converts until after they have joined the church. Regardless of its Christian veneer, the basic tenets of Mormonism are in direct conflict with biblical Christianity. The following piece of animation, based directly on actual Mormon publications, highlights these major doctrinal differences. Mormonism.
Okay, so it's important to note, while from our perspective as outsiders, it's like, okay, they're making batshit claims, the other Christians are making batshit claims. What's the difference? But from this person who apparently is a Christian and is calling the Mormons heretics, it's like, well, my crazy nonsense is obviously true, and their crazy nonsense is different, and therefore obviously false. Because that wasn't apparent to me the first time I was getting through this to assemble the clips for the intro. I'm like, but why is it a problem? Oh, right, he believes his nonsense. Yes. Orgasmo. I've heard that name somewhere.
Oh, that was it was a movie by Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
I keep thinking
that's
really
South
good.
Park. And it is
What makes the
live
man?
action Mormon-based film where they start out as Mormons and then they make a porno. It's funny.
Well, he starts off.
also have-
Trey Parker's character starts off as Mormon, and he goes to Hollywood to do the door knocking, and they knock on a porn studio's door or whatever. And the producer tells them to go kick their asses or go kick people at the door's asses. And Trey Parker kicks all their asses with his Mormon kung fu. So they put him in the movie as the stunt double for Orgasmo, but his partner is actually working on a real Orgasmo gun, which is Orgasmo's weapon. He blasts it causes you to have an orgasm. And so his sidekick makes a real one, and he actually becomes the real Orgasmo. And the producer becomes neutered man because he blasted him so many times with it that his balls are the size of like fresh Florida oranges.
Oh my gosh.
I keep thinking
I can
about
tell you the whole
musical
plot of
Book of
Orgasmo.
Mormon. I keep thinking of the
Do a
musical.
private watch party for that one.
Right?
They also
My
did
goodness.
the musical Book of Mormon, which is fucking hilarious.
There's also Cannibal, the
yeah.
musical about the Donner Party that they did.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
The dinner party.
Sounds delicious.
I mean, stunner party.
Nom nom nom.
I'm distracted. It's fine. It's fine.
And teaches that trillions of planets scattered throughout the cosmos are ruled by countless gods who once were human like us. They say that long ago on one of these planets, to an unidentified god and one of his goddess wives, a spirit child named Elohim was conceived. This spirit child was later born to human parents who gave him a physical body. Through obedience to Mormon teaching and death and resurrection.
Wait, so he was born twice. So this is the whole you must be born again thing. Is you're born as a spirit and then you're born in a body.
They didn't explain that too well, did they?
Yeah. No, they didn't.
Elohim was born twice. Okay.
He proved himself worthy and was elevated to godhood as his father before him. Mormons believe that Elohim is their heavenly father and that he lives with his many goddess wives on a planet near a mysterious star called Kola.
So now it's a planet, but other times it's a star, and other times it's a star base.
I have a whole song based on it called "Hi to Kolob."
Hell yeah,
Kolob. Suck on my Kolob.
Here, the God of Mormonism and his wives, through endless celestial sex, produced billions of spirit children. To decide their destiny, the head of the Mormon God
billions of spirit children. Now they need to be born again as physical bodies.
Let's do the celestial sex.
Ooh, can do you think if we figure out a way to have spiritual sex, we can have ghost babies without ever having to deal with real babies? Because I mean,
sounds easier.
I'm over diapers, folks. I'm not doing it anymore.
Now, if you
Do ghost
remember
babies
that
need diapers?
doctor that Trump had that said that we was having demon sex. Remember Trump first time, and that there was that doctor that said we was having demon sex. So I mean, it might already be happening. It might
Not
already
having
be
enough.
happening.
Not having enough demon sex, if you ask me.
I know we need more demon babies to balance the ghost babies or something.
Council meeting. Both of Elohim's eldest sons were there, Lucifer and his brother Jesus. A plan was presented to build planet Earth, where the spirit children would be sent to take on mortal bodies and learn good from evil. Lucifer stood and made his bid for becoming savior of this new world. Wanting the glory for himself, he planned to force everyone to become gods. Opposing the idea, the Mormon Jesus suggested giving man his freedom of choice, as on other planets. The vote that followed approved the proposal of the Mormon Jesus, who would become savior of the planet Earth. Enraged, Lucifer cunningly convinced 1/3 of the spirits destined for Earth to fight with him in revolt. Thus, Lucifer became the devil and his followers the devil.
Your hair changes when you become evil.
Everybody else thinks the devil has horns when he really just has Wolverine hair.
Right? I just love that it's a cartoon. It's an animation. They were drawing this and they still chose to do a cross dissolve for that change. Like, okay, bestie.
Demons sent to this world, they would forever be denied.
So wait, that means 1/3 of humans are actually demonic. We're not possessed by demon spirits or oppressed or whatever the fuck. Our souls are actual demons.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Not ours. Wait, there's more.
I was like, so you mean that beards are demonish? Because I love the beards, so I've been loving demons this whole time. That's
Only if they look like Hugh Jackman.
Oh, okay. Then no. I guess no.
Anyway, what?
Only there were more Hugh Jackmans.
Bodies of flesh and bone. Those who remain neutral in the battle were cursed to be born with black skin. This is the Mormon.
Oh, so the demon people are fucking fine, but the neutral souls who are like, Jesus, Lucifer, who the fuck knows? Who am I, right? No, they get cursed. Fuck them.
They said darker skin. That's me then. That's me.
And that's a thing that wasn't disavowed in the church until 2013. They let
is it the same
black
curse
people
as the Lamanites curse? Because the Lamanites were cursed for a different reason, if I recall correctly.
Actually, I'm unsure on that, Ember. I'm unsure on that.
Don't know.
I just know that this was like a Brigham Young teaching, and in the 70s, they actually changed some of the doctrine. They had a vision or whatever, and black people were allowed then to get the be sealed in the temple, be priest, have priesthood, be priesthood holders, I guess you would say. But then I learned that it wasn't actually like said, no, that is incorrect. That is an incorrect teaching until 2013, which is bonkers.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And we should also clarify, the term priesthood means something different in Mormonism. It basically means you're allowed to be considered a full adult male in the congregation. It's you're not the one preaching. It's just you're allowed to be there.
That's crazy. Didn't even see them as worthy. Did not even see them as worthy until 2013 is what I would say, is when they finally rebuked it, is when I would say they actually acknowledged that they had done wrong. But did they really acknowledge and have they truly changed things?
Yeah, I mean, there's still, to my knowledge, no bishops or stake presidents or any of those other random offices. They have so many random offices, but that's the subject for another time. Maybe the video will get into it.
An explanation for the Negro race. The spirits that fought most valiantly against Lucifer would be born into Mormon families on planet Earth.
So this is another thing that makes it seem like it's Hanna-Barbera era, because like nobody's used that term since like the 1970s at best.
Mm-hmm. But it looked like a 1970s cartoon, though.
It's I don't know. It's like it's so badly done. It kind of has that style, but it's like the Wish.com version. It's like how Ben Shapiro technically wrote a movie, but isn't really a screenwriter kind of thing.
Like if the llama popped up and said, "Carl, that kills people," the animation would fit right in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right-handed Sith says there are two priesthoods, one for children and one for adults, Aaronic and Melchizedek, respectively. And that is correct.
Oh, that explains a bit. I recall hearing that there's like two different initiations for different levels of priesthood, but it wasn't made clear to me that there was a junior priesthood.
I think they talk about that a little bit more when they go into like temple endowments and things like that.
Are they like youth pastors?
Youth pastors who are actually youth.
Right?
That's crazy, John Hudson. I have a book written by LSD called The Negro and the LDS. Who is LSD? Or was that just an accident? Oopsie, was that just an accident?
Oh, yeah.
It could have been intentional to like make fun of them.
That's why we're like, you know, could be either or.
LSD church.
But it's just
Now
deplorable that they see people with brown skin as having some kind of curse and white skin being pure, or meaning something like of righteousness.
Well, that's one of the hallmarks. That's one of the facets of it being a religion from the United States in the 1830s, is you had to bake racism right into the doctrine,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how you sell it to the white folk.
They were very against race mixing, and wanted to put an end to that at the time as well. I think that was a big part of it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Rational post Jackie. Brian, I'm now fully woman. 11 days post-op. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I hope you're recovering well, feeling good. You sound good.
I dare say that you were a woman before that, but I'm glad you're feeling better and you got the services you need.
Yep.
I am very happy for that.
100%. Congratulations.
Would be the lighter-skinned people, or white and delightsome, as the Book of Mormon describes them. Early Mormon prophets taught that Elohim and one of his goddess wives came to earth as Adam and Eve to start the human race. Thousands of years later, Elohim, in human form once again, journeyed to earth from the star-based Kolob, this time to have sex with the Virgin Mary.
Is that fucking
in order to
Godzilla
provide-
sounds?
I don't understand then how. Okay, so we have Adam and Eve, which are clearly white people. How do we get different races then in Mormonism? That's something that I've never understood. Because if Adam and Eve are white, how could black babies be born at all?
The curse
I
of
don't
Ham.
understand.
The curse of Ham is what did it.
No, the curse of Ham is the Baptists. The Mormons have the curse of the Lamanites. Like
I think they also teach the curse of Ham
in their life, or their ancestors made decisions. But this is weird for another reason, because they're saying that this Elohim is like a DID system of a person who takes on physical form. He doesn't need to be born into a physical body. He can just put one on like a spacesuit, I guess. And now he's here on Earth to screw one of his own descendants to jam another spirit into a physical body, even though he doesn't need to do that himself somehow for some reason.
that is something with the Mormon church as well, and why a lot of other Christian denominations say that they're not Christian, is that they don't believe in the Trinity. They believe that God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus are three separate things, not
Yeah.
a trinity of one monotheistic God.
Yeah. Because obviously, when I was growing up, I was Protestant. My boyfriend was Catholic, and we had kind of discussed on if we were to get married, blah, 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 how we would do it. And he's like, well, I want to get married in a Catholic church. I'm like, okay, whatever. And basically, like, they told me, they said, as long as you're not, as long as you are Christian, you're not Mormon, and you're not Jehovah's Witness, then it's pretty easy to convert over to Catholicism from being Protestant. But it's because of the Trinity and all that.
A lot of the Catholics believed in the curse of Ham, and it wasn't until I think 1900s, somewhere in the 1900s, where they finally disposed of it, apologized for it.
It was in the 1500s that really started getting popularized.
What'd you say? When? Sorry.
It was in about the 1500s that it really started getting popularized and spread around a lot more for the curse of Ham.
Yeah, I think it's because it hinged on where Black people came from, or where other races came from, was at that point, because that was like the reboot of humankind. Like, it doesn't really even necessarily matter, does it, who Adam and Eve gave birth to? Because when the flood came, it was just Noah and his family. Whatever their makeup was is what we got. So bing bang boom, curse of Ham, dark skin, people of color, brown people, there you go, problem solved.
Isn't it great that the whole point of the flood was to reset humanity with just the righteous family, the one righteous family? And before they even made landfall, before the reset was even complete, cursed.
Cursed. Yeah, it's wild.
Now let's just put everything in perspective. Why did they change things in 2013? To allow Black people come in?
Public pressure, probably. I doubt it had anything to do with some moral conscience or some kind of fortitude. It had everything to do with public opinion. Say again. I'm sorry.
Money.
Yeah.
That's more money.
That's the reason Jews do anything.
That's true. 10% tithe, not
exactly
just optional. It's required. You have to maintain your tithing to be able to go to the temple. And you have to be able to go to the temple if you want to go to the afterlife. So it's all tied together.
So true, Sapiens cephalopod. God couldn't even get the flood right. The earth is still overcrowded with evil men. Lol.
I mean, look at what he did with a drunkard man who got with his children, or did the family got to incestual? How do you expect?
Right? It's the same problem all over again. It's the same issue that Adam and Eve had started all over again with Noah and his family. Like, God just cannot get it right, no matter what he does. It's like he makes these irrational, like, knee-jerk decisions and never thinks them through. It's almost like
that's why he regretted it.
What'd you say?
Oh my God. The whole flood story is just so amazing for these people who are arguing for divine omniscience and shit, because like the flood happened because it expressly states in the text God regretted creating humanity. So he destroyed and everything else for some reason. He likes to inflict pain upon humanity and also everything else for some reason. But never mind that. He does the flood. As soon as the flood is over, he regrets doing the flood and puts the rainbow in the sky. I'm very sorry about what I like. A lot of things for a guy who knows what's going to happen and why, you know?
Yeah.
This was the physical body. After Jesus Christ grew to manhood,
I like how he had that whole hey girl look, and then we just fade to the stars.
he took at least
and
3
yet
wives.
he was so open about
Mary,
the celestial sex before then.
Right? Like he made all the spiritual babies, but now he's got to make the physical babies for the spiritual babies to go live in. What happens if you make a physical baby and there isn't a spiritual baby to stick in there? Is it just a primate?
Demon baby.
That reminds
It's a
me of like
demon baby.
SG1 and the symbiotes. And what if you have a you have a Jaffa with no symbiote, or a symbiote with nobody to inhabit? I guess they're parasitical.
Air bodies? Like, could we put two spirits in a body? Is that how DID happens? Because there's multiple spirits in the same body. They're fighting over it. They're like, no, this is my earlobe.
Those twins work.
How do twins work? Because, like, I mean, you've got normal twins that are like one fetus that becomes two fetuses. I mean, identical twins, obviously. But then you've got the opposite. Fraternal twins who become one being. In the case of a chimera, I'm like, do I have two souls? So many questions.
Martha and Mary Magdalene. Through these wives, the Mormon Jesus, for whom Joseph Smith claimed direct descent, supposedly fathered a number of children before he was crucified. According to...
So Jesus the Virgin got busy with a bunch of bitches, had a whole bunch of children,
That's
but
why
only
we were
just
missing so much
knew
about his
about.
life, I guess.
Yeah.
He was slanging that dick, not just the word.
Yep. Don't let anyone tell you that trans men can't get people pregnant, because there's Mormon Jesus.
That's right.
The dick is mightier than the word.
Just because he didn't have a Y chromosome didn't mean that he couldn't impregnate people. I'm just saying.
Maybe
It's
he
true.
impregnate people with his G chromosome.
Oh, who knows what
Riz.
that would
It was the
produce?
Riz chromosome. He got that Riz.
Yeah, you're born with extra Riz that way. Sure. That's why Jesus had such swagger.
Yeah, that's why they don't put the cross on temples or churches. Because it's actually Jesus' penis.
It's wood. Yeah.
Oh,
it's just wood.
so it's phallic.
Yes.
Mm.
No, I'm completely
Now I'm
joking. I was
horny.
going off the
So is those three crosses? Is that an orgy? Sorry. Okay, shut up.
Oh my.
The Book of Mormon, after his resurrection, Jesus came to the Americas to preach to the Indians, who the Mormons believe are really Israelites. Thus, the Jesus of Mormonism established his church in the Americas as he had in Palestine.
Well, at least they called
Right.
it Palestine. At least they called it Palestine. Okay. They got one thing right.
He preached to the Indians, and they show a fucking Algonquin, but they're in fucking Chichen Itza. Like, okay.
There is so much wrong with what's going on screen right now. Like,
Yeah,
so it take us hours to go through what's wrong with
So
that.
confusing. They are so confused.
Not as confused as I am.
By the year
They had ineffective armor, but also
That's no-
they're fucking Romans.
That is a lovely depiction of Native Americans there, just going, wah!
Right? Just hooting
Doing bird calls.
like owls
Yeah.
or something.
Well, they sure look
It's
pretty white.
definitely how that worked.
Is this before they got turned into Native Americans? Is this why they're white?
Oh,
Well,
gosh, I don't
I
know.
believe this is referring to shit. I forget. I believe his name was Captain Mormon, and the stripling warriors and shit. They had a whole bunch of battles with the Lamanites, and they kept winning even though they should have lost, because the technology level was not that different, not like it's portrayed in the cartoon. They basically, the Lamanites had metalworking, but the stripling warriors had the armor of God, so didn't actually wear any armor. I may be misremembering the story. It's been a couple of years, but it's a big fucking deal around the Mormon dinner tables and shit. And they just kept winning. It's war heroes or something. Yeah, everything. So Joseph Smith was not a creative man, right? Like there's a city called Mormon by the Lake of Mormon, in the Forest of Mormon, beside the River of Mormon and the Fountain of Mormon, and the captain of the army was named Mormon. The angel was Moroni, yes, but like the same name. There's two Almas. There's a book of fucking Alma, but there's another Alma. Never mind.
Where does the word
Moroni is who is on top of the temples that you'll see usually in gold on top of the white Mormon temples. That's Moroni, the angel.
Yeah. I just, it's almost like, so I've often posited the idea that Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard came up with it on a bet. He and his best friend writer, I forget the fucking guy, they were both like, who amongst us, the two of us, who can get a religion started with the most batshit crazy stuff in it that'll actually take off and go? And L. Ron Hubbard won with Scientology. And it's sort of the same thing. Like Joseph Smith was just, he was living the con man life, and he was like, I'm going to start a religion, but I'm going to make it as obvious as possible that it's bullshit. I'm going to put moron right on the cover. Anyone who believes this is a moron.
Yeah.
Year 421 AD, the dark-skinned Indian Israelites, known as Lamanites, had destroyed all of the white Nephites in a number of great battles. The Nephite records were supposedly written on golden plates and buried by Moroni, the last living Nephite in the hill Cumorah.
That's not quite accurate, but never mind. So Moroni was an angel. The Nephites did get wiped out by the Lamanites because they were so righteous and God protected them, right? But that's why there were no white people in the New World when the Europeans showed up. But also, why were there white people but not in Israel? And also, Reformed Egyptian is not a language. And also, there's so many alsos. At least they got the Hill Cumorah part right. But even that, like, never mind. I could go on all fucking day with this shit. The reason I care at all is because Hill Cumorah is like half an hour down the road from me. Like, I live right next to Mormon Central on the East Coast. Wow. And when I was first starting out on YouTube, because of my proximity to the physical temple and encounters with IRL Mormons, I got to included on Aaron Ra's Reading Joseph Smith show. So I've gotten into the text a bit here. And it's wild.
It's 1,400 years later, a young treasure seeker named Joseph Smith, who was known for his tall tales, claimed to have uncovered these same gold plates.
Known for his tall tales is a hell of a way to put convicted scam artist.
Right?
Like, this is coming from people that disagree, and they could have embellished that a little bit more, I think, and they didn't. So that questionable.
Yeah. Some of this stuff, it makes me wonder. Oh, hey, right-handed Smith is right-handed Smith. Right-handed Smith. Oh, are you related to Joseph Smith? There are a shit ton of Smiths in the area. Just to be fair, but like I've never wondered about any of the other It's only because we're talking about the Mormon stuff. But anyway, yes, Central Square. It's like 20 minutes that way. So I'm like right between Central Square and yeah. Yes, Zachwest. That was probably the best joke ever on Aaron's Fire channel, is reading Joseph Smith. It's just the best.
He is now honored by Mormons as a prophet because he claimed to have had visions from the spirit world in which he was commanded to organize the Mormon church, because all Christian creeds were an abomination. It was
well, he's half right. They kind of are all like, it depends on your perspective. Obviously, people who believe a specific tradition think that tradition is right, although they can't articulate why theirs is right and everyone else's is wrong. But from the perspective of any version of a historical Jesus, all the Christianities are heresies. Every single fucking one of them. Biblical Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah, I agree.
Joseph Smith, who originated most of these peculiar doctrines which millions today believe to be true. By maintaining a rigid code of financial and moral requirements and through performing secret...
Oh, yeah, the limit.
No coffee. It's a moral decision.
That's right. It's immoral to have coffee or Coca-Cola.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Crazy.
Oh, here we go, sinning again.
And yet they allow energy drinks.
That's right. I don't know why. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Well, there was a thing that I had heard one time wherein Joseph Smith had his part in it, but also his wife was very active in the church. And when they had like the Pearl of Great Price and the Doctrine and Covenants, that like the Pearl of Great Price, I think, is where we get the word of wisdom, which is what they're talking about with the no coffee and tea thing. That was because he was pissed at his wife one time that she had said, well, alcohol's not allowed in the church. And he said, oh, yeah? You can't have tea with your friends anymore. That's what I heard at one point. I'm just passing on a mythology lore that I had heard.
Well, that's just fucking rude.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be apocryphal too, but you know, c'est la vie. Equus says, I never saw the Iron Show with you, Ember. Yeah, we did. Well, I did two of them. We were doing Reading Joseph Smith, but that ended a couple years ago, and I was also on Blasphemer's Bible. And the reason I'm not on either anymore, well, I mean, Joseph Smith ended, but there's two different dramatic stories that I'm not going to get into because I don't like to go into drama and such. But suffice it to say, I looked a little different back then.
Temple rituals for themselves and the dead, the Latter-day Saints hope to prove their worthiness and thus become gods. The Mormons teach that everyone must stand at the final judgment before Joseph Smith, the Mormon Jesus, and Elohim.
I love how they insist on saying the Mormon Jesus. As if whatever Jesus he believes in isn't equally made up, but it's fine.
Mormons who were sealed in the eternal marriage ceremony expect to become polygamous gods in the celestial kingdom, rule over other planets, and spawn new families throughout eternity.
Spawn new families?
Yeah, no thanks. No. Two kids is my maximum. Sorry, no.
Stopped at one.
It's not dehumanizing at all to refer to people. It's your heavenly duty to spawn new families. Wowzers. Jedi says Outer Darkness has a Tolkien-esque sound to it where Melkor is changed. Yeah, I agree. They probably, I will give the Mormons credit. Their version of hell kind of makes the most sense out of the various Christianities. You know, it's like you're just banished to the outer darkness. Like that's it.
Yeah,
it's just outer darkness. You're just out. That's it.
The way,
that is what happened to Morgoth, for real.
Yeah. I mean, the way
I think he's the only one that got pushed out there, though.
He is, yeah, he is. Like the way how it's been explained to me, as far as like the Mormon hell, is like only the like really despicable people get thrown out there, but like even like the atheists who are good people are still like granted some sort of like okay-ish afterlife. They're not just like thrown out there. That's what I heard though from like two.
I actually have multiple levels of afterlife. So we've got the telestial kingdom, the terrestrial kingdom, the celestial kingdom, and then outer darkness. They got a whole Mormon LM thing going on for how good of a Mormon you were, depending on like if you're an apostate where you were a Mormon and then are not a Mormon. That's a whole different level of afterlife. It's a whole big thing.
It's a lot of bits and pieces to keep track of.
Yeah.
It's all the lore, but that makes it easier to fuck up and why you need more forgiveness.
The Mormons thank God for Joseph Smith, who claimed that he had done more for us than any other man, including Jesus Christ.
Of course. I mean, he's only writing the stories about Jesus' appearances in the New World. What did fucking Jesus do? I mean, compared to fucking Nephi and all those assholes who are like, oh, in a few generations, this guy named Jesus is going to fucking apparate in the middle of town. Y'all better follow him or you will suffer for all eternity, you know?
The Mormons believe that he died as a martyr, shed his blood for us, so that we too may become gods.
Well, why would you mourn that then? If he like was the prophet and he's like becoming the judge of future gods. Whatever.
Although there
Nobody
are
said it
thousands
had
of
to
Mormon
make
churches
sense.
throughout the world.
Nobody
What's
said
that?
it had to make. Nobody said it had to make sense.
I mean, I would like it to make sense. I just,
It's
I
religion.
don't know.
It's
Call-
not
maybe
going
it's-
to.
Maybe it's my tism, but I like things to make sense.
What, you all don't want to ascend? Well, you have something against being enlightened? Sheesh. Stop asking so many
I don't want
questions.
to have celestial babies, though.
I want to have celestial babies.
On the one hand, I would like to see other worlds, right? Like visiting alien worlds.
Let's do it.
If Star Trek was a documentary or even like a history, like if it weren't for the fucking Dark Ages, we would have had Star Trek where our actual Renaissance happened, right?
Right.
Like the church has held us back for so many hundreds of years that what we look forward to is like a fictional 24th century could have been our real 14th century. It's fucking ridiculous. And so that could have been our history. I mean, obviously it's a fictional show. I know that, but like similar things, right? So it just bugs me a lot. Like the pain, the suffering, but also all the lost history, all the lost human potential, all because of all this bullshit.
They believe in evolution because it seems to me that like evolution and the way that we evolved completely goes against Mormon teachings in regards to race and things like that. Boggling.
I'm not sure. There's probably fundamentalists and more reasonable people who still want to cling to their faith for other reasons, like not being locked out of family Christmas or something. Do the Mormons have Christmas? I forget. I know a lot of these cults don't Christmas.
Yeah, I think they do.
I think they do.
There are only a few dozen Mormon temples. These massive structures play a vital role in the Mormons' quest for godhood. Mormons must engage in a series of occultic rituals inside the temple in order to become a candidate for God.
Are they occultic if they're they're just right there in the damn temple? Like, yes, you have to be in the temple. They're hidden from public view, but that's true for Catholicism and Baptists and like, what do you mean occultic in this case?
Godhood. Only an elite selection of devout Mormons are allowed to enter. To do so, the potential Mormon god must adhere to a strict code of ethics, including abstinence from tobacco or caffeine-based products, paying a full tithe to the Mormon church, and wearing of the magic Mormon underwear 24 hours a day.
He has to.
Magic underwear!
Magic underwear!
Protected.
See, I'm prepared for the forces of darkness, and y'all are exposed. See?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not prepared at all.
Never mind the fact that I've gotten to wear this once in 2 years. I'm not just taking the opportunity to wear my underwear on a fucking live stream. What are you doing, Ember? It's for the joke, folks. It's for the joke.
To receive a satisfactory interview from his bishop and from his stake president. There he's asked, or she is asked, certain rather penetrating questions about their worthiness, their morality. If he's a full tithe payer, that is the only way that we can be with our Heavenly Father. Otherwise, we could not be in his presence.
The motivation for the Mormon male.
Do not associate with the apostates. Oh, must not read anti-Mormon literature. How are you supposed to know if it's anti-Mormon literature if you haven't read it yet?
Got an
commit
apostate in
requirements
chat
is the
right
promise
now.
of
Oh yeah. All these apostate. Is it really apostasy if you were never a member in the first place?
Sure.
I don't think so, at least technically.
endless celestial sex.
Does that mean all the religious people are apostates from atheism? Because nobody's born with beliefs. You have to be converted into a religion, even if it's when you're like 3 years old and they just lie to you enough until you think that's how things work, right? But nobody's born with that. So they've all, every believer on earth has abandoned atheism, even if it wasn't their own choice.
Yeah. Atheism does kind of stand out as the default.
I'm going to start referring, and I realize it's not original, but it strikes my fancy in the moment. I'm going to start referring to believers as lapsed atheists.
That works. I like that.
And what made you lapse your atheism? That's so troubling to me. Just morally, like you have to follow a book for your morals.
I know. You realize books are made by humans, right? Are you going to take the word of man over the nature we see around us? Have you looked at the trees?
Look at the trees, guys.
I mean, just look at them. You know, if you just look at them, then you'll see them.
Trees.
Trees.
It's my favorite.
You're clearly not looking.
It's written right there or something.
Bye, sapient.
Bye, sapient.
Fun with the atheisms.
with thousands of goddess wives, along with a personal planet to rule and reign over. However, Mormon males who fail to meet all of the necessary requirements risk being castrated upon their entrance to heaven.
Ouch.
Holy shit! Your spiritual balls get cut off if you have a Coca-Cola.
Oh, no.
Yikes, man. Spiritual castration? Ouch. That's
well,
rough.
I mean, I guess that answers whether they believe in gendered souls. Holy shit.
Right? My goodness.
Does Joseph Smith do it himself, or does he make Mormon Jesus do it while regular Jesus watches?
Or a name?
So you can see why the temple
That's
is so
gonna haunt
important
my
to the-
nightmares for days now.
You're welcome.
It's hazing. That's all it is. That's how you get into heaven. You just got to be hazed a little bit. They got to just cut a ball or two off.
You can come to heaven, but your testicles cannot. You know.
Latter-day Saint. Because if he is worthy to go into the temple and there receive the sacred ordinances and covenants and keep them, he can eventually grow into becoming a god himself.
Tell me who God the Father is to you.
He is like you and I, every human being on the face of the earth.
So is he a man?
Yes, he is.
How did he get to be God?
He's perfect in every way.
So if we are perfect, can we become like God?
Yes, ma'am.
The pagan practices of Mormonism. But also, why, if the temples are supposed to be special, I get building one in Salt Lake City where they built their new homeland or whatever. This is the chosen place. It'll be the new Zarahemla, whatever. But like, I get having churches for congregations, but like temples, the way they're built up, shouldn't it be just for like the super, super holy places like the Hill Cumorah? And incidentally, the temple at Hill Cumorah is not on Hill Cumorah. It's down the road, but never mind that. But like, I don't know where the Garden of Eden was, that sort of thing. I just
hold on to your testicles.
For real. I know. But I guess that means that women can have all the Coca-Cola they want. Yes.
I mean, what's our punishment? What happens? We just don't get in, or we get in? I mean, they're not going to take our tit off.
I mean, they can't say we can't have babies because they want the babies. So
right. Yeah. They're the ones who are in a position to have to like compromise.
What if they do it the other way around? What if you have Coca-Cola, you have to take the testicles cut off from someone else? That's inhumane.
But you don't get to choose where they
Lego
go.
testicles.
They might
They're
become like on your
potato head
chin.
testicles. They just plug right in.
Yeah. Testy chin.
Is that why Trump looks like that?
That's what Trump has. Got the turkey
Oh my
gobbler.
fucking god. He's got like neck vagina going on
Neck
lately. Never.
vagina.
You know what? I don't want to talk about that. That is too gross for me.
Neck gussy. That's that neck gussy.
In addition to the eternal marriage ceremony, Mormon initiates are required to engage in a number of occultic rites inside the temple, including a bizarre ritual known as baptism for the dead. Brother Pratt.
As opposed to the bizarre ritual called baptism for the living.
Both weird.
I know.
Having authority, I wash you preparatory to receiving your anointings for and in behalf of John Kimball, who is dead, that you may become clean from the blood and sins of this generation.
Mr. Bradford.
What is this music?
So they're just baptizing living people and pretending they're like substituting for dead people. This sounds like necromancy. I don't know.
I wash you preparatory to receiving your anointings for on behalf of
Eliza Barrett.
Eliza Barrett, who is dead, that you may become clean from the blood and sins of this generation.
Chuck Sackett is a former Mormon temple worker who conducted thousands of ceremonies during a 9-year period at the Los Angeles Temple in California.
After entering the temple, men and women are separated. These initiates or patrons first enter a dressing area where they're instructed to remove all their clothing, which is then placed in a locker and locked with a key. Their naked bodies are covered with a poncho-like sheet called a shield.
Well, then they're not naked, are they? They've got a sheet on.
Right.
I wash your head, that your brain and intellect may become clear and active.
Your eyes, that you may see clearly and discern between truth and error.
Your nose.
Why would you baptize a dead person and start with may your brain become active? This is how you get zombies, you fuckers.
It's true. That's true.
And why are you touching this water and then putting your hand
Wait.
on my eyeballs?
Did I miss zombie instruction while I was reading this thing about Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Instructions on how to make Mormon zombies, because I need to know.
Yeah, they're
I can
baptizing
rule this
dead
world with an
people
army
and
of
they're
Mormon
touching people's
zombies.
bodies.
So apparently you start out with you get your willing victim who wants to be baptized on behalf of the dead person somehow. And Jesus fucking Christ. They get naked and then safety pin a key to their sheet because they're not naked, but they're naked. And then you dip your hand in the Ebola water and you rub it on their scalp and you say, may your brain become active. And apparently that's the magic spell. I mean, there's more to it. He's like rubbing Ebola into his eyeballs now, and he'll get to other. Anybody who's seen the thumbnail knows he will get to other body parts. But never mind
I
that.
thought you get pink eye too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Other body parts, huh?
It's
So
dirty.
that you may smell.
Ceremonial washings, anointings, and blessings are then performed on each part of the body by a temple worker.
It's fine.
Why are you putting
Your
your
breath,
hand
that
under
may
my
be the
garment?
receptacle of
You're not a
pure and virtuous
doctor.
Principles.
Your vitals and bowels, that they may be
Ew.
healthy and strong and perform their proper function.
The initiates are then dressed in the garments of the holy priesthood, which must thereafter be worn 24 hours a day, every day of the year, with certain exceptions for public athletic events and bathing. But for many...
Wait. That's how you get the magic underwear, is you have to do the necromancy ritual.
You have to do
earn
the
your
temple
magic underwear
endowments.
from doing
Yeah.
necromancy.
You cannot go and just purchase garments. They well, I mean, you can. They're not like official garments, but you have to be you have to get a temple recommend from your bishop, who then recommends you to a specific temple. Or you can get like a pass sometimes to go with somebody, but you can't go into like certain places in the temple. Oh my goodness, there's so much to cram into such a short show. I'm sorry, I will stop now.
For real. I mean, we go 2 hours, but compared to for this context, it's a short show. Like this shit, we could do weeks of content on just this topic.
Okay.
devout Mormons, they are not even removed for moments of physical intimacy.
It will be a shield and a protection to you against the power of the destroyer until you have finished your work on the earth.
Oh, imagine you wearing it during physical intimacy because you need protection against the power of the destroyer. Holy shit, if my lover was called the destroyer,
So
oh
wait,
my.
you're banging with these garments on? Do they have holes in the appropriate areas? So you don't take them off to pee or what?
I'm not sure. I am not sure on that.
I'm
That's a
looking at
good
washing
question, though.
up. Like, ain't they gonna stink after a while?
Right. Like, do you wash it? Like, what?
Yeah, how do you wash? How do you bathe with it on? Does it bathe the same? Are they indestructible? Because like, what if you live longer than 10 years? What if it becomes like riddled with holes? And I
Do
have
you
so
have
many
to like
questions.
give it
Shows
a
on
like
there.
a ritual burial or something, or burning? Like once it gets
I
worn out, do you have to do something special with it?
Can it protect from destroyer, but not underarm rash? What if you get bed bugs?
What if,
Or
yeah, I was thinking about that. Like mosquitoes, you be itching and you can't get to it, and the bug be. Oh man, that's just.
yeah.
You like drop some food in there, you can't get it out, and then bugs climb in to eat the food. Let me stop.
Like crummy kitties.
Oh, man.
How are you supposed to feed your babies? Like, they went through the whole thing about rubbing the Ebola water on the boobies and being like, may it produce nurturing milk or what the fuck ever. But if you have the magic underwear that you can't ever take off, like, what are we doing?
How do you give birth? Like, what is happening?
Ooh,
it's
that
creepy.
could get messy. Can you imagine like having blood and placenta on the magic underwear you can never take off?
Okay.
Like for the rest of your life?
I want to
Fuck.
read why because Weesbro comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Trump's neck looks like a vagina. So Weedbro says, I bet he tries to grab it when he looks in the mirror. We can only wish that he just, you know. Is it an assassination if he does it to himself?
Chokes himself out.
Magic underwear acts as an occultic talisman, supposedly providing the wearer with protection from satanic forces and their terrible consequences, so long as it is worn constantly and temple vows are kept.
Ain't
All
nothing
who
getting in there.
Yeah.
I was saying it ain't nothing getting in there. You ain't doing nothing with that.
I
None of this
know.
makes sense, though. You still have to work and live in a world where other people would be under that demonic influence. What purpose
Well,
does
that's the
this
thing.
serve?
We're not vulnerable to demons. You ever notice that the demons only ever possess the Christians? It's only ever the
Right.
Christians who need deliverance and shit. It's because the demons aren't interested in us. We're already damned. It's the elect, the chosen people that the oppressive demons have to try to drag down to hell or something. But also, if you can build magic underwear that can protect you from the immortal supernatural powers of the demonic realm, why can't you build armor that protects you from a fucking stone-headed arrow?
Yeah,
To
like
the Mormon
Captain
temple must
Brandon.
swear a blood oath not to reveal any of the secrets they have learned under the penalty of death.
The sign is made by raising the right hand. The first token of the Aaronic priesthood represents having your throat slit from ear to ear and having your tongue torn out by its roots. The execution of the penalty is made by placing the right thumb under the left ear, drawing the thumb quickly across the throat to the right ear, and dropping the hand to the side. The first token of the Melchizedek priesthood.
See, I don't recall that. I mean, again, I've never been inducted into the church, so maybe it's just a thing nobody's ever talked about before, but
I've
it
also
also kind of
changed
seems
over
like,
the years.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They're probably not allowed to
There's
talk
some
about
things
this.
in here that they definitely don't do anymore. Sorry, Ryan.
No, I was just saying I doubt that they would even be encouraged to discuss this stuff with people.
Oh,
Well,
they
yeah,
don't.
like
They're
you
not
just
allowed.
said, if you talk about it, penalty of death, right? So naturally, we're supposed to think the fact they don't tell us is proof this is what they do. Because of course they wouldn't tell us, because that's part of the thing, you know? It's why it's so easy to make up shit about cults, and why it's a good reason not to be in a cult, because people can make up shit about you, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're in a fucking cult.
Represents having your belly ripped open and having your vitals and bowels gush out upon the ground. The wording has now been revised to be less offensive, yet each patron still swears an oath that rather than reveal these secret words and gestures, he would agree to be killed by the priesthood.
Oh my God.
I love the zombie looks on all their faces. See, the necromancy worked, folks.
That's so brutal. That is so brutal.
No, it's just like, it's straight out of like medieval crap.
Yeah. I mean, is there even a trial? Is this just an accusation? Like, can someone just make an accusation and you can be killed?
But why is it a bad thing? If the point is to just not fuck up long enough to die and you get to be a god, right? Like, wouldn't being killed by the priesthood as quickly as possible be in your best interests for inheriting your own planet or whatever?
Possibly. I mean, I guess it depends how you look at it. Possibly.
Right. Like, that's the whole thing. It's the whole thing with the whole there are no atheists in foxholes. Bitch, it's only ever atheists in foxholes. I've been in foxholes. And you know what's weird? Every single fucking believer is like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Why? I mean, every religion, if you get killed in combat, you're a fucking hero. You go directly to the best afterlife, you know? Why don't you want to die? Shouldn't you want to die? It's almost like you know it's bullshit, weirdly enough.
That part.
Ay.
I will say one thing going back to the magic underwear that occurred to me. I kind of want to know the story of the person who came up with that and what their reasoning was. Because it was some crazy ass story on why they decided we're going to make this canon.
I'm pretty sure it's in the book somewhere. Well, Joseph Smith.
I mean, like the actual reason, like the just what I'm saying with the like no caffeine thing about like some dude just getting pissed off with his wife. Like, I want to know the actual reason it's there, not the we say it's here because of this reason, but no, the like was somebody getting a little too nipply in their dress at church or something? I don't know.
No. Stuff like that. It's part of like the cult cookbook. If you're going to build a cult, you have to have a whole bunch of random procedures and protocols and accessories and shit you have to wear and you have to buy. It's all part of the show, you know, like with Scientology. You have to get one of the, or at least pay to use one of those fucking machines to measure your magic energy levels.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, how did they come up with this specific one that you have to wear at all times? Like, I kind of want to know the psychology
It was probably
behind
the easiest thing for them to do that met the requirements for cultiness.
Maybe.
I mean, remember, Joseph Smith wasn't just evil; he was also profoundly lazy.
Yeah. I can imagine a few crazy scenarios.
Underwear. He's even lazier than we thought. He stole the underwear from the Masons. He stole their underwear.
What didn't he steal from?
For real. Oh, fuck.
Our living prophet has told us there are three purposes of the church. One is to proclaim the gospel that we've talked about. The other is to perfect the lives of the saints. And the third is to redeem the dead. Consequently, we're actively engaged in doing research work of names and places of birth dates of our families, as well as all other mortals that we possibly can.
In recent years, the Mormon Church has resorted to using their Baptism for the Dead program as a recruiting technique. They have begun targeting potential converts by telling them,
does Abe Lincoln even have living descendants? Like, I know his son was still alive during Teddy Roosevelt's term, but I don't know if he ever had kids that survived.
Oh, no.
Does Lincoln have descendants?
No.
Like,
do you need he has a nephew. It's his like great nephew or something, and he actually does historical reenactments as Abraham Lincoln. Sounds exactly like him too. So
okay, so his last direct descendant, Robert Todd Lincoln Beckwith, died in 1985 with no children. However, he does have distant relatives such as Tom Hanks and George Clooney. I'm not sure if Google made that up, but I mean, it could be. You know, if you go far enough back, you're related to a lot of people.
That they can provide salvation for their unsaved loved ones who have already died, thus deceiving vulnerable people with a false sense of hope. Ed Decker is
thus
Ralph
deceiving
Lincoln.
vulnerable people with false hope. Remember, the guy who put this together thinks regular Christianity is just fine. He does not see, and this is what drives me crazy about people like this who are like, oh, well, this faith is obviously false. Cool. Apply that same critical thinking to the shit you yourself believe.
Right.
And somehow it also is obviously false, and they won't do it.
Use that same critical lens, would you? Thank you.
I'll put in the chat. That's Abraham Lincoln's nephew, great nephew, great nephew, something like that. He's got a whole website and everything.
Oh, in the private chat.
Yeah, sorry.
Lincoln cousin. Oh, because that's bad. Because remember, the play Lincoln got shot at was our American cousin. So this is a Lincoln cousin.
Yeah, but yeah, that's actually him. He's actually fairly well known for doing Lincoln impersonations and living history and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
he had some vague similar. I mean, he's human shaped. I'll give him that.
I've seen some other images of him where he looks a lot more like Lincoln than in that photo. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, with sufficient makeup, like you'd have to seriously augment the cheekbones, but you can do that with like contour and highlighting.
Hollow out.
You need to massively deepen the brow ridge, but again, you can use makeup for that. So the ears would be tricky. He'd have to like put some kind of wedge behind the ear to make it stick out correctly. I don't know. I should show people what the fuck I'm talking about. It's this. It's the left side. Obviously, the right side is Abraham Lincoln, and this is the distant.
Yeah, but when
relative.
you see it with like the whole with the whole thing in the top hat and talking and all that, it can make you forget you're not actually looking at Abraham Lincoln. The interesting thing about Lincoln too is that apparently he had an unpleasantly high voice. There's no records of it, but that's what was said multiple times by multiple people, was that he had a unpleasantly high voice.
That
really?
Win immediately following the Lincoln Douglas debates. It was after the written copies got out that people are like, "Hey, this Lincoln fucker, he knows his words and things."
And there are at least 2 documented instances of him walking somewhere, somebody coming up to him and either saying something or getting in his face, and Abraham Lincoln picking them up by the neck and tossing them aside like a rag doll. It's been documented at least twice, which is one of my favorite facts about Lincoln, because you see this, like, yeah, dude was strong as hell.
Is one of the times in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
No.
Because, I mean, there's at least as much evidence that Abraham Lincoln was a vampire hunter as Jesus Christ was the living God being something. You know, like there's a book that says so. So they're on equal footing, you know, historically speaking.
Not really, because we know Abraham Lincoln was real. I don't know.
That's true. We can demonstrate Lincoln actually existed. And again, I'm not a mythicist. I'm not out here saying Jesus definitely didn't exist. But the fact we can't be sure is a problem.
I had a whole mythicist argument with somebody this week. It was apparently they were equating me saying with like, no, Jesus probably existed. We're saying, who do you get your sources from? William Lane Craig? No.
I mean, he probably did. It would be a lot easier, like King Arthur, right? Like King Arthur is a literary amalgamation, but it's of 3 different people who actually did exist, and then a whole bunch of poetic license, right? So maybe there wasn't a Jesus. Maybe there were half a dozen people who got amalgamated into the stories of Jesus. But it's a lot easier to just say there probably was a person or persons. It's
Hey, Kyle and Dr. Kip and the mighty Filbert and all of the new people that have come into chat.
Oh, Kip misses Kip.
Oh, puppy. Oh shit, Pickles got away.
Sorry.
I was reading comments.
Someone mentioned that there's a Jehovah's Witness one similar to this, and I think we should do that because Ryan might have some things to say.
On what would you say?
There's
the JW version of this.
Yeah.
Oh, what, of like a movie like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think there is a JW one, isn't there?
We could do a reaction to that one too.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I would love to see one for like just mainline evangelical Christian, maybe done from a Catholic perspective, and then one for the Catholics, like all these different Christianities calling the other Christianities batshit crazy for the same reason their own thing is batshit crazy.
Especially
all these kettles calling each other black pots. It's true, Brandon. JW does have more cartoons. They make their own cartoons.
Yeah. I mean, they have some. If you want to watch maybe one of the updated ones just to see how indoctrinating they are, that would be a good show too.
Kip says the human-shaped Kip says Jesus was almost certainly just one guy. He's just a guy, folks. He's just a guy.
Are we certain?
Why won't you people leave him alone? Oh my goodness.
It's a former high-ranking Mormon who spent 19 years in the church before having his eyes opened to such anti-biblical heresies.
Among the Mormon temple rituals is the practice of baptism for the dead, when the dead are called up to convert to Mormonism. During these ceremonies, many Mormons have had exhilarating and even frightening encounters with apparitions or spirit beings inside the temple.
Gosh.
Former Mormon prophet Wilford Woodruff admitted to being surrounded by the dead at one point while inside the temple and warned that.
I mean, technically, considering, humans have been around for, at the very least, hundreds of thousands of years, and human-ish flavored beings have been around for 1 million to 3 million years, give or take. Every square inch of this planet is covered with dead humans. Like, we're always surrounded by the dead.
Yep.
Why don't we have Homo naledi ghosts? That's my question. I'm very disappointed that there aren't little tiny hobbit ghosts.
Why don't we have Triceratops ghosts?
I want hobbit ghosts. Or
me too.
What if I had a pet ground sloth?
That would be running
cute.
through my yard or something.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
What we need, everybody's hung up on magic underwear. We need magic spectacles, oculators, you might say, to see into the occult. Never mind. So we can see all the ghosties. Imagine all the ghost friends we could make. There'd be those weird little fuzzy things that survived the KT extinction,
Mm-hmm.
They were probably cute or horrifying, one of those. Oh, goodness. Kip says, morning, everyone. I slept in. BSS was super fun, but exhausting last night. It was Dr. Weasel's birthday party.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect Dr. Weasel will ever see this. That's probably the reason Maya's not here, because, work, but also BSS last night. But for anybody who doesn't know, Bad Science Sunday is on the Maya Atkinson channel. Sundays, usually at 9:30, but sometimes earlier.
Since Kip's logged in, can we talk to him about how much he's licking Lilith? I mean, he's on the screen licking her right now, like shamelessly, dude. We're doing a show here.
Yeah. Kip, stop licking. No, save it for the OnlyFans. Oh no. But everyone else on screen has a channel too. For example, Bree does Hive Psi.
I do.
Hive is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Life
big up on the screen. Hey, I do Hive Sci. Every Saturday morning we do a show. It's about 3 hours. We divide it into 3 segments. We start the show off with Cryptic Corner, where we explore the hold on, I got it here. I got my intro right here. On Cryptic Corner, we're going to be exploring the unexplained, the supernatural, the paranormal and hidden, the mysterious, the alien, the cursed, and the forbidden. And then we do a segment called Weekend Weird, where we talk about all kinds of weird woo stuff, religious stuff, flat earth conspiracy stuff, all sorts of nonsense. So, and then we wrap it up with Breeze Beast. It's every Saturday morning at 9:30 Central Time. And you can participate by going to the community page for Hive Sci. That's HIVESCI, Hive Sci. And you can vote on the polls that we have out there. Actually, don't get the polls up for this week. They're going to go up later this morning. But you need to get your butt out there and you need to vote. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Kelly also has a channel, a fairly new channel, if I recall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Detroit Atheist Queen.
Yes. And she has a special guest on Tuesday.
Yes, I wonder who that will be.
I don't know who would it be.
I guess you gotta watch it and find out.
It'll be a surprise or something. We'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And the rumor is that this Ryan person may have a channel or something. I don't know. You appear to be muted.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm always muted. So, yes, my channel is Ryan Caltastic here on YouTube. I make content that ranges from my experiences as a Jehovah's Witness. I like to read the Bible, debunk things, especially considering that I was brainwashed to see the Bible in a very specific way. So it's kind of fun to deep dive and learn more. So, yeah, follow me if you're interested. And I do speak about politics, so be aware, FYI. But yeah, please follow, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff.
Hell yeah, lots of fun stuff. And speaking of fun stuff, Jess has been up to no good recently.
I have no good. I've been making shorts and I've been taking a break this week. I got a little burnt out, but I'm going to be back to making them again this week. And I like doing pseudoscience shorts or talking about apocalypses that never came to pass. Unlike Mormonism, where it came to pass,
Behold.
We like to have fun, so come join us over on How to Rule an Asteroid. We're going to be doing some lives. Lil and I are doing Reasonably Crafty this week. I don't think we have a day yet that we're doing it for this week, but we will announce it when we do. And you should join us for some discussion on religion and politics while we make crafts.
Hell yeah.
And before
it's unreasonably fun for a show about reasonableness, but details.
Yes.
Yeah. But I do want to say the produced videos you've been producing make us all look really, really weak sauce. Like you're just kicking the shit out of it. You might say your content is out of this world. Haha. Haha.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. But speaking of the crafting thing. Oh wait, I'm getting okay. We will skip our other person for a moment. Apparently, there's some disturbance backstage. I'm Ember from Better Than Ember. I do a lot of stuff, including a morning show that follows this morning show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And I do anti-religion stuff, debunking stuff, feminism stuff, trans rights, human rights, intersex rights, everybody's rights. Humans deserve human rights. That's my top order priority. Holy crap. But I don't want to go on about myself. I want to point out that you can find all of us if you're not getting the links in the chat, if you can't find the links in the description, whatever the case may be, you can find all of us on betterthanember.com, where I keep all the handy links for all the things right here at the creators link on the right side. All of us, including AJ, who couldn't be here, and Maya, who stayed up too late partying with Dr. Weasel, all of our channels are listed right there, as well as in the description. And so, yeah, hopefully you'll follow everybody, because we all make awesome stuff. And okay, now Lil is ready. Okay.
There we go.
Sorry, my dogs were being. Oh, this is Dr. Kit. Yes, I've got me and Jess have a thing coming up sometime this week. I will also be on Kelly on Tuesday. And whenever I hit 100 subscribers, I will do a 100 subscribers Ask Me Anything live stream. So let's get me to 100 subscribers.
Hell yeah. Everybody's got markers and milestones and things. Lila's working on 100. AJ just hit 666, which of course is a big deal for all of us, you know.
That is big.
Heretical channels. Yeah.
And
all
Jess
kinds of
is
goodies.
1,000.
And just passed 1,000 not long ago. Maybe
yeah.
2 weeks. So yeah, we're all cooking.
We are.
Yeah.
And Jess also helped create my intro video. So if you guys see that, she did that. She did the damn thing with that.
I love it.
Hell
And
yeah.
also, Jess, I want you to do a reaction video with me with a certain person that made a video. We know I'm talking about one we both don't like. So I wanted to did a reaction video.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
discuss. We'll
Yes,
discuss
yes,
after the
yes,
show. Let's do
yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes,
in.
yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, we've got a few more minutes. We can go a little bit further in our magic video here.
Okay.
The dead will seek out others who enter the temple. Joseph Smith was a sorcerer and practiced crystal ball gazing, or fortune telling, and was convicted of this practice by the New York courts. Smith's practices of magic.
Well, he was convicted of fraud. It's not like New York was like, you're guilty of witchcraft, we're going to burn you. They were like, you're claiming to have magic powers and you're defrauding people. You know? I wish we would do that. It's so wild because like he did his bullshit and then like immediately after the Fox sisters started up just up the road and they became world famous. So whatever.
Over an apple.
Necromancy led him annually during a witchcraft holy day to the Hill Cumorah in New York, specifically to seek encounters with a spirit being called Moroni. During this time, he would attempt to conjure up the spirit from the dead. There is strong evidence that in 1824, Joseph Smith actually had to dig up the body of his dead brother Alvin and bring part of that body with him to the Hill Cumorah in order to gain access to the gold plates on which were written the Book of Mormon. After his
Sounds like a D&D campaign. I don't think they're rolling for persuasion very well, though.
I was thinking like World of Warcraft side quest. You must bring me the bones of your brother.
Yeah.
If we're about to wrap up, let me know when you want me to do this Bigfoot thing, and I will.
Oh, if you've got a
maybe
thing
we
you
should
want to
do that to wrap up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we could
So
close the
this-
show. How many minutes is it?
It's not. I'm reading a thing. It's not even gonna. There's no video or
Oh,
anything.
you're reading. Okay, well we can just do it now. And if we end up a couple minutes early, it's not a huge deal. I'll just start the next show slightly early. It'll be fine. So yeah.
And I got it shared down here. And this is actually from their own website.
I have to remove the other media before I can add this media. Ugh.
Yeah. So this is the LDS website. There's actually a couple of pages that they have on this specific topic. Is Cain Bigfoot? This is something I remember hearing, and this is not me speaking, this is the author. This is something I remember hearing as a kid in California long ago and thinking, this is a thing? Who comes up with this? Where did someone even think to ask that? Then I read The Miracle of Forgiveness. I'm pretty sure this is where it comes from. So apparently there's a book called The Miracle of Forgiveness that explains that Bigfoot is actually Cain. The instance of the first murder is instructive, though thoroughly taught the gospel by his parents. Cain loved Satan more than God. He became rebellious, carnal, sensual, and devilish. Cain was to become the father of Satan's lies and to be called perdition. His culminating sin was murdering his brother Abel, which he did by secret covenant with Satan and gained Abel's possessions. As a punishment, the Lord co-signed the wicked Cain to be a fugitive and a vagabond and placed a mark upon him which would reveal his identity. On the sad character Cain, an interesting story comes from, I'm going to try this, Lycurgus A. Wilson. Lycurgus, that's a name. Book on the life of David W. Patton. From the book, I quote an extract from the letter by Abraham O. Smoot. You got to trust a guy named Smoot. Giving his recollection of David Patton's account of meeting a very remarkable person who represented himself as being Cain. And I quote, I was riding along the road on my mule and suddenly noticed a very strange personage walking beside me. His head was about even with my shoulder, and I sat in my saddle. He wore no clothing, but was covered with hair. His skin was very dark. I asked him where he dwelt, and he replied that he had no home, that he was a wanderer in the earth and traveled to and fro. He said he was a very miserable creature, that he had earnestly sought death during his sojourn upon the earth, but that he could not die, and his mission was to destroy the souls of men. About the time he expressed himself thus, I rebuked him in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and by virtue of the holy priesthood, and commanded him to go hence, and immediately he departed my sight. When it comes to historical accounts like these, that's a historical account, by the way, not folklore, it's a historical account.
It happened.
Held in historical records. It is important to understand both the provenance and complexity of the second and third hand account. It is good to note that Elder Kimball wrote an account of David Patton that was found secondhand on a letter written by Abraham O. Smoot. The man in question said he was Cain. Just because someone said he's Cain doesn't mean he is Cain. I like to think the story is one of those great Mormon urban legends that have come across as a seminary teacher in the years that I have taught. Just think about it. Very few men have been able to translate, and these individuals were extremely righteous. Yeah. We know that the leadership of the LSD is super, or LDS is super righteous, right?
The LSD.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I said LSD too. John, I blame John Hudson for that.
Damn it, John.
Fair.
Yeah, that's about it. Just that's the story. It's this gentleman, this Mr. Patton, was riding his horse one day and he met Bigfoot, and Bigfoot told him he was Cain. And from then on out, the folklore has spun. And like I said, there's multiple. They have multiple pages on this. Here, let me pull up another one just to show you. They really want to make sure that this story is understood that this is not canon, non-canonical, which because it makes its round so prevalently. There may be more to fear from Bigfoot than the fact that he's big and hairy. Some say the legendary North American wood ape is Cain. Though there's no way to prove or disprove this particular tale, knowing the source of the legend can shed some light on why this conclusion was made. And then he gives the same little account about him destroying the souls of men. And this is on their folklore page, right? This is again their official website, just breaking down different folklore topics that are that have found themselves attached to the Mormon Church, and that they want to. Basically, these are all things they're wanting to denounce. We got Mick Jagger talking about the gospel, of course, because Mick Jagger. Youth were generals in war in heaven. We just talked about that. That was just something that actually just came up about the youth, the child priest. But Bigfoot is Cain is probably my favorite. The three Nephites is another piece of folklore. The white horse prophecy. They have a lot of wild stuff to dive into. If you want to go out to LDSliving.com, that's where I found all this nonsense. Anyway, that's all I got.
Well, I really respect when a legendary creature is honest and upfront and says, "My name's Cain. I'm Cain." You got to
I'm
respect
here to
that.
destroy the souls of men. Why would you start with that? Why not? Like,
Oh my goodness! Thank you for sharing that with us, Bree.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Mormon Bigfoot. It's better than Bigfoot Jesus. That's for sure.
I mean, I would take a Bigfoot Jesus.
Oh,
Not
ask Marguerite about Bigfoot Jesus sometime. It's a whole thing. There is lore.
Well,
But it works
guys,
with evolution, right? Because like Cain is from an earlier flavor of humanity and he's fucking fuzzy as hell, right? So it's like humans have evolved in the last 6,000 years or whatever.
It could be. I guess Cain could be hairy. Yeah, I mean, and from that region, that makes sense to be a little hairy. All right, well, we should probably wrap up.
Alrighty. Thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate Jess for bringing us that wonderfully ridiculous video, and Bree for the Bigfoot story, and everybody for being here, for joining us on stage, and you know, our other co-hosts who couldn't be with us today. You know, the loves and kisses and hugs and all the wonderful things, whatever it is that the flavor you prefer. And thank you all for joining us, because as I often say, hanging out with you folks, your comments, your input, the random jokes you make, that's the reason we do lives. We could just record these damn things, but we do them live because spending time with you folks makes it so much more fun. So we appreciate you being here. Make sure to follow everybody. Join us next Monday for whatever shenanigans we get up to next time. But also stick around for Hot Topic coming up next over at my place. And yeah, we still have to redo the outro. It's a little out of date, but we work with what we've got, folks.
We'll get there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Sin safely, as they say.
Yes.